It happens in the silence. You are walking alone, or maybe sitting quietly in a crowded room. Suddenly, without hearing a sound, a cold feeling washes over you. The tiny hairs on your neck stand up. Deep inside your brain, a silent alarm goes off. You are being watched. You fight the urge to look, but the feeling feels physical, like a weight on your skin. Finally, you spin around, and often you're right. Someone was looking at you. But here is the twist. What if I told you that your brain is lying to you? What if that spooky feeling isn't a ghost or magic, but a clever trick your mind plays to keep you from being eaten? In the next few minutes, we are going to decode this mystery. We will look at the ancient history of the curse to understand the fear. We will explore the biology of the human eye to see why we are different from wolves. And finally, we will dive into psychology to reveal why your brain sometimes invents a watcher that isn't there. Welcome to Belief Decoded. Let's find out if you can really feel a stare. To understand the phenomenon, we look at Mesopotamia, around 3,500 BCE. Clay tablets warn that envy wasn't just rude, it was dangerous. From Greece's Bascania to Turkey's Nazar, history agrees on one thing: a stare has power. In the ancient world, vision wasn't viewed as passive. Philosophers like Plato proposed the extra-mission theory. They believed that eyes worked like lanterns, that beams of light actually shot out of our eyes to touch the world. Extra-mission theory. If you accept this view, then a stare is a physical touch. A stare driven by envy could theoretically transmit negative energy. This is why almost every civilization developed a shield. The Egyptians painted the Eye of Horus on tombs. In the Middle East and India, people use amulets or mark their children with coal to distract the envious gaze. This creates the flaw of protection. The logic was simple. If perfection attracts jealousy, a deliberate flaw deflects it. Whether it's the Turkish Nazar or the Italian Cornicello, humans have always agreed on one thing: a stare has power. But what does science say about this power today? From a biological perspective, the human eye is unique. If you look at a wolf or a chimpanzee, their eyes are dark. You can hardly tell where they are looking. But humans? We have the sclera. We are the only primates with a stark white area surrounding the iris. In the wild, white eyes are dangerous because they destroy camouflage. But for humans, they served a different purpose. Scientists call this the Cooperative Eye Hypothesis. In simple terms, we traded camouflage for connection. We evolved to be social. We needed to communicate silently with our tribe. Our white eyes allow us to signal danger or attention without speaking. But this evolutionary gift came with a cost. Because our eyes are so visible, our brains had to become experts at tracking them. Neuroscience has identified specific cells in the brain that light up only when eyes are pointed directly at us. We are biologically hardwired to detect a gaze. We are a gaze detection machine. But detecting a gaze with your eyes is one thing. Feeling it with your back is another. In 1898, psychologist Edward Titchener conducted the first major study on this sensation. He wanted to know if energy actually leaves the eye. This became known as the Titchener experiment. He ran tests where subjects were blindfolded and stared at from behind. The results were fascinating. The subjects could not consistently guess when they were being watched. Their accuracy was close to random chance. Science calls this psychosomatic effects. When you believe you are cursed, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol. It weakens your immune system and distracts your focus. You get sick, not because of magic, but because your fear did the job. Your conscious mind might be reading a book, but your subconscious is a radar that never sleeps. It hears a soft footstep. It notices a shadow shifting in your peripheral vision. It detects a change in the room's acoustics. Your brain processes these thousands of tiny data points instantly and gives you a gut feeling that says someone is there. You didn't necessarily feel their stare. You calculated their presence. Psychologists investigating vision, including researchers at the University of Sydney, proposed another layer to this puzzle. They identified a cognitive habit called the direct gaze assumption. Here is how it works. When your brain is unsure where someone is looking, maybe it's dark or they are wearing sunglasses, your brain has a default setting. It assumes they are looking at you. Why? Because of survival. Evolution follows a simple rule: better safe than sorry. Imagine our ancestors in the wild. If you assume a predator is watching you and you are wrong, you just feel a bit silly. But if you assume nobody is watching and you are wrong, you are dead. We are the descendants of the cautious. Our brains are programmed to overestimate the likelihood of being watched. This is a survival feature, not a bug. There is one final piece to this puzzle, a psychological phenomenon that might explain why we often turn around and do catch someone looking. When you feel that creeping presence, you usually turn around abruptly. That sudden motion is what attracts attention. The person behind you might have been looking at the floor, but when you spin around, you made them look. But maybe the ancient fear was right about one thing: jealousy. Harvard research shows envy reduces empathy. The real evil eye isn't a laser beam. It is sabotage from jealous people who you shared your success with. So, let's recap what we've discovered. First, history. We feared the eye because we thought vision projected energy. Second, biology. We evolved white eyes to communicate, making us sensitive to gazes. And third, psychology. Our brains are paranoid by design, assuming we're being watched just to stay safe. So what is the final probability? Physical curse from eyes, 0%. Psychological effects from stress, 85%. Social harm from jealousy, 90%. The danger is real, but it comes from human behavior, not magic. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a gut feeling about being watched that turned out to be 100% true? Or do you have a lucky charm you keep for protection? Tell me your story in the comments below. I read them all. If you learned something new today, please hit the like button. It helps us share the science with more people. And to ensure you never miss a mystery, subscribe and turn on notifications. Join us and decode your reality.